Stop it. Stop replaying it in your head. What's done is done. You can't undo it. You can't rewrite it. And you sure as hell can't fix it by sitting here drowning in self-pity. Every tear you've shed over what's gone wrong, every second you've wasted wishing it had been different, none of that changes a damn thing. All it does is weaken you. You think the world's gonna pause for your pain? It won't. It doesn't care. Time keeps moving. It drags you along whether you like it or not. So what are you going to do? Sit here letting the weight of what you can't control crush you? Or are you going to get up and move forward? Regret's a chain. It wraps around your neck, tightens every time you look back. And you're letting it choke you. Why? Because you're scared? Scared of what comes next? Scared that no matter what you do, it'll all fall apart again. Newsflash. Fear doesn't stop bad things from happening. It stops you from doing anything at all. It makes you a prisoner in your own damn mind. You think you're the only one carrying pain. Look around. Everyone's got scars. Some of them you can see, some you can't. But they're there. The difference between you and them is simple. They've learned to carry theirs. They don't let their scars define them. They don't sit in the dark, hoping for a hand to pull them out. They claw their way out, even if it tears them apart. That's what you need to do. Stop crying over what you can't change. Stop feeding the fire that's burning you alive. Do you know what happens when you feed a fire? It grows. It spreads. It consumes everything in its path. You're letting that fire devour you. Stop. Let it burn itself out. Let it die. You want to know the truth? The hard, cold truth. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to pick you up, dust you off, and tell you it's going to be okay. That's your job. You're the one who has to stand up, even when your legs are shaking. You're the one who has to take the first step, even when it feels like the ground is crumbling beneath you. Pain doesn't go away. It doesn't just disappear because you want it to. It's a part of you now. It's in your blood, in your bones. But you can decide what to do with it. You can let it break you, or you can use it. Turn it into fuel. Let it drive you forward. Let it remind you of what you survived, not what you lost. They left. Fine. They hurt you. Fine. Life knocked you down? Fine. You're still here. You're still breathing. That's all you need. Breath in your lungs, a beat in your chest, and a will to fight. Everything else is noise. Everything else is a distraction. Look yourself in the mirror. See the person staring back at you. That's the only person you need to prove anything to. Not them. Not anyone else. Just you. Prove to yourself that you're stronger than this. Prove that you can stand tall, even when the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And don't give me that "I'm too tired" crap. Everyone's tired. Everyone's beaten down. But the ones who rise, the ones who keep pushing when every muscle screams at them to stop, those are the ones who make it. Those are the ones who survive. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep crying over what you can't change? Or are you going to stand up, wipe your tears, and start fighting for what you can? No more excuses. No more what-ifs. No more "I can't." You've wasted enough time on those lies. The past is a dead weight, and you've been dragging it behind you long enough. Cut the chain. Leave it where it belongs, behind you. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not a victim. You're a survivor. Act like it. Stand up. Move forward. And don't you dare look back. Every step forward is a rebellion against the weight trying to pull you down. Do you feel it? That pull, that whisper in the back of your mind telling you to give up, to sit back down, to stop trying. That voice isn't your friend. It's your enemy. It's the part of you that wants comfort, not growth. Kill it. Kill that voice with action. Smother it with movement. Starve it by refusing to feed it with doubt. You're not going to find answers in the past. Digging through it like some treasure chest, hoping for a gem of meaning. It's a waste of time. The answers are in front of you, not behind you. They're in the next step you take, the next move you make. Stop looking for closure in places that already shut their doors on you. Closure isn't something you find. It's something you create by moving on, by deciding that you've carried enough weight for one lifetime. Let me ask you something. How much longer are you going to let this control you? How much longer are you going to carry this dead weight around, hoping it turns into something useful? Because it won't. It's dead for a reason. The past is done. It's a graveyard of moments that don't belong in your present. And yet, here you are, clinging to the ghosts of what was, wondering why you feel haunted. Let them go. Bury them. Burn them. Just don't keep them. You think life owes you something? It doesn't. It never did. And the sooner you stop expecting anything from it, the sooner you'll stop being disappointed. Life's a battlefield, not a gift shop. You don't get handed what you want just because you feel you deserve it. You have to take it. You have to fight for it. And sometimes, even when you fight, you lose. That's the way it is. That's the cost of living. But losing isn't the end. Quitting is. You're going to fall. Again and again. That's just how it works. You fall. You hit the ground and you get up. You dust yourself off. And you keep moving. You're not a failure because you fell. You're a failure if you stay down. And I know you've been down there long enough. I know it feels like the ground has become your home. But it's not. You don't belong there. Get up. Stop waiting for permission to start over. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to let go. It's your life. Take control of it. Own it. The world's not gonna stop spinning while you sort your shit out. It keeps moving. The question is, are you going to move with it? Or are you going to stay stuck, frozen in the same place, while everything else leaves you behind? You know the truth, don't you? Deep down, you've always known. You know that no one's coming to save you. You know that if you want a different life, you're going to have to fight for it. So why haven't you started? Why are you still sitting here, drowning in regret and anger and fear? None of that helps you. None of that gets you closer to where you need to be. Pain is your teacher. It's cruel. It's harsh. But it's the only one that doesn't lie to you. It shows you what you're made of. It strips you down to your core and forces you to see yourself for who you really are. And right now, what do you see? Do you see someone strong? Someone capable? Or do you see someone who's given up? If it's the latter, then change it. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Every second you waste is another second you'll never get back. Time doesn't stop because you're hurting. It doesn't slow down to give you a chance to catch your breath. It just keeps going. And if you don't start moving, you're gonna get left behind. The world doesn't wait for anyone. Not you, not me, not anyone. Stop crying over what you can't change. Start building what you can. Start creating something out of the ashes. You've got the fire inside you. You've always had it. You've just been too scared to let it burn. But fear is nothing but a leash. And the only way to break it is to take a step forward, even if you're terrified. What's the alternative? Sit here forever? Let the years pass you by while you wallow in what could have been? You know that's not an option. You know you'll hate yourself for it. So why are you hesitating? Why are you letting fear and regret hold you hostage? You're better than this. You're stronger than this. You've been through hell before, and you survived. What makes this any different? It's time to decide. Are you going to let this break you, or are you going to rise? Because no one else can make that choice for you. It's yours. And it's the most important decision you'll ever make. So choose wisely. Choose strength. Choose growth. Choose to stop crying over what you can't change and start fighting for what you can. The fight isn't easy. It's never going to be. Don't lie to yourself thinking the road ahead will be smooth. It won't. It's going to test you, break you in ways you didn't think possible. But that's the point. That's how you grow. That's how you become the person you're supposed to be. It's through the fire, through the pain, through the struggle. Not around it, not avoiding it. You face it head on, and you fight like hell. Stop thinking about fairness. Stop questioning why it happened to you, why you had to suffer, why things didn't go the way you planned. Fairness doesn't exist. It's a myth they sell to keep people complacent. The real world doesn't care about what you think you deserve. It doesn't hand out justice or mercy. It just is. And if you waste time waiting for fairness, you're going to be waiting forever. You have to take what you want. No one's going to give it to you. No one's going to notice you standing there, hoping, waiting, dreaming. The world rewards action, not intention. You can have all the good intentions in the world, but if you don't move, if you don't take that first step, none of it matters. All your dreams, all your plans, they die where they started, in your head. It's time to stop mourning the past. It's time to stop romanticizing what could have been. The future is what matters now. And it's yours to shape, yours to control, but only if you stop letting the weight of yesterday drag you down. Look at your hands. They're empty, aren't they? That's the point. They're empty. because they're ready to be filled, ready to hold something new. But you can't hold on to what's next if you're still clutching the broken pieces of what's gone. Think about it. Think about how much energy you've wasted, crying over things you can't change. All that effort, all that time. You could have been building something. You could have been moving forward. But instead, you chose to sit in the ashes, hoping for some miracle to put everything back together. There are no miracles. There's only work, only effort, only the fight. So fight. Fight for what's next. Fight for what you deserve, not what you've lost. Because what you've lost is gone. It's out of your reach. And the more you focus on it, the more you lose sight of what's still in front of you. Don't let the past blind you. Don't let it keep you shackled. Break free. You're not weak. Stop telling yourself that. Stop believing the lies your pain whispers to you in the dark. You're still here, aren't you? Still breathing. Still standing. Even if it's barely. That's strength. That's resilience. You've made it this far, through every heartbreak, every failure, every moment you thought you couldn't survive. And yet here you are. That's proof enough that you're capable of more than you think. They might have counted you out. They might have written you off. Laughed at your pain or turned their backs on you. Let them. Their opinion doesn't matter. Their approval isn't what you need. What you need is to believe in yourself. To stand in front of the mirror and see someone worth fighting for. Because if you don't believe it, no one else will. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the right time. There's no such thing. The right time is now. The perfect moment is the one you decide to take action. You don't need everything to line up. You don't need every question answered. You just need to move, to act, to start. Every second you spend hesitating is a second wasted. Every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment you'll never get back. Time is relentless. It doesn't pause for anyone, least of all you. So stop wasting it. Stop letting it slip through your fingers while you sit there, frozen by fear and regret. You're capable of more than this. You know it. Deep down, you know it. So stop pretending you're not. Stop acting like you're powerless. You're not. You have the strength. You have the will. You just need to use it. You need to stop crying over what you can't change and start building what you can. It's not going to be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But the hard things, the painful things, they're the ones that matter. They're the ones that shape you, mold you into the person you're meant to be. Embrace the struggle. Embrace the pain. Use it. Let it fuel you. No one said this would be fair. No one promised it would be kind. But that doesn't matter. What matters is what you do with it. What matters is how you rise from it. Stop looking for fairness. Stop waiting for someone to make it right. Make it right yourself. Rise up. Take control. And don't look back. This is your life. Your fight. Your story. So write it. Not with tears, not with regret, but with action, with strength, with resilience. Stop crying over what you can't change. Stand up, move forward, and never ever stop. The clock doesn't stop for your sorrow. Every tick, every moment it moves on without you. The world isn't waiting for you to heal, to feel ready, to summon courage. It just keeps turning, indifferent to your struggles. So, why are you still sitting here, stuck in a loop, replaying what's already gone? What do you think you're going to find by dragging yourself through the same agony over and over? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Regret is a parasite, feeding off the life you have left. It gnaws at your focus, your energy, your ability to move forward. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't help you grow. It just sits there, growing fatter on every moment you waste dwelling on what you can't change. How much longer are you going to let it live inside you? How much longer are you going to let it dictate your life? Pain doesn't disappear. It doesn't evaporate overnight like some bad dream. But it changes. It evolves. And you decide what it becomes. It can either be a chain that keeps you tied to the ground, or it can be the steel you forge into a weapon. A weapon to cut through the excuses, the fear, the doubt that holds you back. But that choice, it's yours alone. No one can make it for you. You're not going to find salvation in the bottom of a bottle, at the end of a self-pity session, or in the empty promises of people who don't care enough to stay. Salvation isn't handed out for free. It's earned. It's clawed out of the dirt with bloodied hands and a heart that refuses to quit. It's built, piece by painful piece, from the ruins of what you thought your life would be. Look around you. The world isn't kind. It's not gentle. It's a cold, harsh place where only the ones who keep moving survive. You think the people who've made it didn't hurt? Didn't cry? Didn't want to give up? They did. But they didn't stay there. They didn't let their pain become their identity. They didn't let their mistakes define them. They got up. They kept going. And so will you. Stop romanticizing the idea of closure. Closure isn't real. It's not some magical moment where everything makes sense and you feel at peace. Life doesn't work that way. The past doesn't tie itself up neatly for you. It leaves loose ends, unanswered questions, and scars that don't fade. But you don't need closure to move forward. You don't need answers to let go. You just need the will to walk away. The people who hurt you, the situations that broke you, they're not your responsibility anymore. Stop carrying them with you. Stop letting their actions weigh on your shoulders. They've already taken enough from you. Don't let them take your future too. Don't let them live rent-free in your head while you're stuck in place, spinning in circles. The truth is, no one's going to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not some stranger with kind words. They can support you, sure, but they can't do the work for you. They can't fight your battles. That's on you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start doing what needs to be done. You're not perfect. You never were. But guess what? Neither is anyone else. Everyone stumbles. Everyone screws up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't perfection. It's perseverance. It's the ability to get back up, to try again, even when you feel like the world is against you. Let me tell you something. Strength isn't about never feeling weak. It's not about being invincible or unbreakable. It's about what you do with the weakness, with the pain, with the heartbreak. It's about standing back up after you've been knocked down, no matter how many times it happens. That's real strength. That's what you're capable of. You think you've hit rock bottom? Good. That's the foundation you can build on. You think there's nothing left? Perfect. That means there's nothing holding you back. Start fresh. Start over. But don't sit there waiting for someone to hand you the blueprint. Draw it yourself. Build your future with your own two hands, brick by bloody brick. You're not a victim. You're not a passenger in your own life. You're the driver, the architect, the creator. Every choice you make, every action you take, it shapes your reality. So stop blaming the world for where you are. Stop pointing fingers at others for your pain. Take ownership. Take control. Because no one else will do it for you. The scars you carry, they're not signs of weakness. They're proof that you've survived. Proof that you've faced the worst and lived to tell the tale. Wear them like armor. Let them remind you of your resilience, not your failure. Let them be the reason you keep pushing, not the excuse you use to give up. You've wasted enough time, enough energy, enough tears. It's time to stop. Time to cut the cord, to let go of the baggage that's been dragging you down. You don't need it. It's not helping you. It's dead weight. And you've been carrying it for far too long. The only way out is forward. Not backward, not sideways. Forward. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to hurt. It's going to challenge you. But every step you take, every inch you move, it'll get a little bit easier. Not because the world gets kinder, but because you'll get stronger. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep sitting here, crying over what you can't change? Or are you going to stand up, face the world, and take back control of your life? The choice is yours. And it's the only choice that matters. Move. Now.